What's up? I'm Ben, and today we're talking about all of the Sapphire cards from Into the Inklands, starting with Audrey Ramirez. She's got a little bit of spice that not a lot of people know about, and we're excited to be talking about it today. It says, whenever this character quests, ready one of your items. What items do you want to ready? Probably Lucky Dime. Probably Fishbone Quill. You could ramp twice. You can do lots of cool things with Audrey Ramirez. She's a 5-cost card. That's what 5-cost cards should do. They should do a game-breaking thing. They should do a thing that changes the rules to ready an item again. If that's not enough, Audrey Ramirez has Ward. So opponents can't choose this character except a challenge. That means Medusa's not going to be able to take this card out. That means Along Came Zeus isn't going to be able to Zeus her because she can't be chosen by those two abilities. Whenever this character quests, ready one of your items. Pretty good. Kind of guaranteed to get the 2 lore and guaranteed to proc your dime twice, which is absolutely huge. Audrey Ramirez, underrated for sure. Is the foil only 36 cents? That's really cool. Try out Audrey Ramirez. She's worth it. The first Captain Amelia card that we got. Now we have an Enchanted Captain Amelia card. This one's the first in command discipline. During your turn, this character gains evasive. Why do you want evasive on a character with 1 strength? We'll never know. Overall, underwhelming. But the 5 willpower is okay. And if you give it support, which there's lots of blue cards with support, you can make Captain Amelia decent. But being a card in part of a combo, not the best things to do. Dewey has got a little gemstone and he's a Dreamborn. That's going to be important because the other bros that we're going to talk about, they're Storyborns, and Dewey is the only Dreamborn one. Don't know what that's about. It's an unsolved mystery. The 2/3 has got the support, so you can give the support to Captain Amelia because you put this down on 3. We need something to put down on 2 to give Amelia support on 3. No, I think that works because it can't do stuff on 3. It needs to do stuff on 4. Anyway, that's Dewey. He's got support. Any quest for 2 lore? 2 lore is absolutely huge. He's hanging off of this crazy statue of probably a muscle man grabbing some gems. I got it. I knew I could do it. Dewey for the win. We forgot these 2 flavor texts. For Audrey Ramirez, it's, how do you break this thing anyway? And I think she's talking about this ink caster for Lorcana. And this one is, I've spotted a strange structure on the horizon. Hard to part, helmsman. And we're to notice that she's talking about Ursula's Lair and not Owl Island. But maybe it's Owl Island if you know what I'm saying. The Flint Glomgold, another card from DuckTales, along with the Dewey and Huey and Louie. Flint Glomgold, the lone cheater. This is the main villain of Scrooge McDuck. This is like Scrooge McDuck's arch nemesis, like Dinkelberg and Timmy Turner's dad. You know what I'm talking about. Flint Glomgold, the lone cheater, the 3/4 stat line. Decent. During your turn, this character gains evasive and he can quest for 2 lore. So it's really, really similar to Captain Amelia. Captain Amelia does have the captain keyword and the alien keyword. Oh, but this has a villain keyword. What would you rather have, an Amelia or a Glomgold? It's really cool that has the captain keyword, but it doesn't hit the pirate keyword. The genie, cramped in a lamp, and this is one of the only cards that realizes it's a card because he's cramped, like he's contained by the border of the card. It's a cute way to make a card. The 2/2/2 and quest for 2. There's a couple of these cards in blue that are questing for 2, like the Aurora and stuff that I believe also cost 2. Cramped in a lamp. Storyborn ally. 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck. That's what I'm trying to say. The Grammatala is a super good card. It sees play every once in a while. It comes back into the red-blue decks and then out of the red-blue decks. Sometimes it's in the blue-steel decks. It's the keeper of ancient stories, Grammatala. 3/3 stat line is absolutely huge because it can trade into stuff, but its 4 cost is great on curve. You either play your Hiram or you play this on 4. This one can let you find your Hiram because it says when you play this character, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You may put one in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So it is the Develop the Brain on a 3/3 body, which is super good because Develop Your Brain was really good in the first 2 metas and also in the Inklands meta. Develop Your Brain has since been outclassed by Vision of the Future, but Grammatala still has a place. Grammatala can shift into the bigger Grammatala. This is the Spirit of the Ocean, got it enchanted. This looks low res if you ask me. The 4-8 stat line, some of the best stats right there in all of Lorcana. Can quest for 2, don't mind if I do. You can shift her as early as turn 5. This is what a 5-cost card should be. Whenever a card is put in your inkwell, gain 1 lore. So if you're inking twice, if you're doing something with like Great Stone Dragon, or with the other ramping cards like Tipo or Sail the Azurite Sea, there's so many things that are great to proc this Grammatala. I'm surprised that there hasn't been a better run with this Grammatala. She's really good. I like her. I might play a deck with her at locals just to mess around, find out. Here's our Gyro Gearloose, the Gadget Whiz Storyborn ally, and check it out, it's got the Inventor keyword. Inventor keyword's huge right now because of the new stuff that we got going on. But this guy right here, I want to know more lore about this little light bulb holding the gear. Is this the gear that is loose? And there's another light bulb guy over here, and there's another light bulb guy over there. You exert it, put an item card from your discard on top of your deck. So you don't get to get the card right away. You have to put it on top of your deck. But then you could play a card like Grammatala to get the top 2 cards off of your deck and then put one in your hand and the other on the bottom of your deck. So you can top deck pretty good with the Gyro Gearloose. Am I right? This is the Huey. Like I said, he's a Storyborn. He's got support. I think all the boys have support. Where's Louis? Louis also has support. He's a Dreamborn. Oh, this is the only Storyborn. He's the only Storyborn. Don't know why he's Storyborn and the other 2 are Dreamborn. Maybe he's making them all up. Maybe they were just a figment of his imagination all along. This is the Savvy Nephew, the 2/2 stat line on a 2-cost body. Not bad. It's pretty good. And then it's got the really cool ability, the synergy, that we haven't seen something like this before. It says whenever this character quests, if you have characters named Dewey and Louie in play, you may draw 3 cards. And that's every time this thing quests. So if you find a way to give these things ward and then don't quest them and then just quest your Huey, you're drawing 3 cards every time. That sounds like a really good engine in the game of Lorcana. Hopefully we get more Huey, Dewey, Louie cards to make this Huey way better in the future, because I think this could really pop off if we have a whole deck of Dewey, Louie, Hueys. The King Louie 7/7 stat line on a 7-cost body, huge. I played this in a blue Mufasa deck, and I really liked it because when Mufasa gets banished, then you can reveal the top card, and then you get to play that top card for free if it is a character card, but it enters play exerted. But if you get a King Louie off the top deck, it's a good deal. Quest for 3, 7/7, can take out whoever you want, and can quest for huge amount. Hold up, cuz. Why not sit back and enjoy some sweet beats? That's what's good. The Cloud Kicker Navigator is great because you can shift it for 3, and you can shift it as early as turn 3 because we have this Cloud Kicker that you can just let sit there because it's got ward. You can just sit there, have your Cloud Kicker do its thing, and then boom, turn into the big Cloud Kicker. It's also got ward, so they can't Zeus it. They can't Madame Medusa it. It's safe from all those. They're going to have to challenge into Bro or cast like Grab Your Swords. But that'll only do 2 damage. And then quest for 3. Huge amount of questing, and it can sing 6-cost songs. Cloud Kicker, underrated for sure. This Cloud Kicker is the spunky bear cut. Thrilled to have his airfoil back. He launched into the Inklands. That's right, and there he is launching into the Inklands. With his airfoil, the Louie that we talked about is also one with support. It cost 4 to put him down. So I guess the dream is this on 2, this on 3, this on 4. But that's a little bit convoluted to do all of that together. Found the last one, and he has a little gemstone. Don't know what's going on. Don't know why he's a Dreamborn and who he's the only Storyborn, but that's just what it do be like. The Maid Marian is a cool card. I really like this card in foil. I have this card as a crimped card. I bought it on an eBay auction because I wanted a crimped card, and this is one that I got as a crimped, and I like it a lot. The Delightful Dreamer, it looks really cool as a foil. All these flowers are like ching shine. It's got the Princess keyword, which is underrated, especially in a blue yellow Princess Queen Sensor Core list. I think she works. I think if we ever get a Floodborn Maid Marian, which I don't think is that far-fetched, I think this one might pop off because he can give negative strength and then shift and then do all kinds of cool things. The 2 lore, also kind of good, but also just not the best card. It's a common card, that's why it's a common card, because it's not the best card. But glad we got Maid Marian into Lorcana. The Mama Odie Mystical Maven, the 1/3 stat line. You play it down for 3, and then it's got the craziest ability if you double sing songs, or if you just keep playing songs every turn. It says whenever you play a song, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. This thing ramps. I've played lots of decks with Ursula and this card, where Ursula can sing songs basically twice. And then you get to ramp 2. If you have 2 Mama Odies on board and sing with Ursula, you'll ramp 4. If you sing 1 jump ahead with Ursula twice, that's ramping 6 with 2 Mama Odies on board. With 3 Mama Odies on board, that's 8. It goes so crazy. This Mama Odie, the Mystical Maven, one of my favorite engines in Lorcana. It's just really funny. You dig a little deeper, you find everything you need. That's what's up. That's how the game of Lorcana works. Couldn't agree more. The Pluto is here for storytelling purposes. This Pluto is confronting Gustav the Giant, I think. Oh, yeah, it says that in the flavor text. Pluto's job was to keep Gustav's attention so Minnie could get to the cave, and Minnie is looking for the sorcerer's hat. There's a whole thing. We like to see it. The 3/4 stat line is okay, but it costs 3. I would much rather pay 1 more to get 1 more lore and support. I don't know. I think that Louis is a way better deal and also has the same keywords than Pluto. But that's just my opinion. Rufus, the Orphanage Cat, says when this character is banished, you may put this card into your inkwell face down and exerted. No one ever played this card, even though it can ramp you, because who's going to wait until turn 5 to ramp with Rufus, the Orphanage Cat? Faith is a bluebird you see from afar. Or Rufus, don't play it. Even if you're playing a cat-themed deck, don't do it. The Scrooge McDuck is one of the enchanted cards that we got during your turn. This character gains evasive. Pretty good, because you need to be able to take out those enemy Diablos. But you can't take out the Genies, because Genie has a 4 willpower, and this can only hit for 3. It says during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in challenge, you may play an item for free. It has to come from your hand, though, so you already have to have a card that you want to play in your hand. This card got a special hollow foil treatment. You can see it has like little coins all over, because he's standing on that big old pile of coins. And is that his lucky dime right there? Wow. Is he holding the lucky dime? He sure is. Lucky dime, a great card. Love to see it. Scrooge McDuck, welcome to Lorcana in this set. This one also got the special hollow foil. It has like $ in the hollow foil version of it. And it also has a promo version. I have this one signed by Steve Warner. Super cool. When this character quests, you pay 1 less for the next item you play this turn. So you can play items for 1 less. You could play your, what's it called? Fishbone Quill for 2. Or you could play a Popsicle for free. It's decent. It's not the best. I don't know of any decks that would like this card very good. But he is a Scrooge McDuck, so he hits all of that synergies. And then, what does that say? Depth gauge? Dude, wow. There's a depth gauge there. Wow. Don't know what that's about. The Queen, the Mirror Seeker. She's seeking the mirror, but look over here where she got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mirrors that I see. That's crazy. And what's up here? Some AI generated mumbo jumbo. What is that? Oh, those are candles. I can't see from back here. My eyes aren't too good. The 2/5 stat line. Whenever this character quests, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order. The Queen has a Queen tribal deck that you can play, where you can play all queens and then the queens play off the queens, because 1 queen quests for more lore per each queen that you have on board. So this fits in the Queen deck. It's also got the sorcerer keyword and the villain keyword. Lots of good keywords here, and can help you top deck. But overall, not the coolest, not the most skibbity. The Tinkerbell came into the Inklands gift set. It's one of only 4 cards that ever got a jumbo card so far. She's holding a lore symbol. Love to see it. It's a good Tinkerbell. I got this card from eBay with another card that I bought. Like, the seller just like threw it in extra, and it had sticky stuff on the back, so I don't know what that's about. She's got the Dreamborn Ally Fairy. You might miss the fairy keyword on this card, because the fairies are usually in purple or steel, but now there's a blue fairy right here. And the blue fairy is purple, so that's funny. Like, her name is Blue Fairy, but she's an amethyst. Whenever one of your items is banished, you may put that card in your inkwell face down and exert it. How often are you banishing items? Not very, but maybe with the all of the item hate that's coming out. But you don't want those items in your inkwell. You want those items in your discard so you can get it back with Tamatoa. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Clever fairy, and she lives in a world of possibilities. Quest for 2 got the 3-4 stat line. We saw this 3-4 stat line all over these cards, there and there. And do we see more? Almost there. There we go. So many 3-4 stat lines from Into the Inkland. Tinkerbell, kind of underwhelming. Not going to see a lot of play because you don't need to ramp on turn 5. You need to ramp on turn 1 or turn 2. If we get a turn 1 ramp, we're going to be cooking. There is the Wendy Darling, the 3-cost authority on Peter Pan. She knows everything about it. You got a Hidden Mickey on that book. You got a lore symbol right there. You got like the Ready, Set, Ink meme team symbol right there. The 3-1 stat line, it's okay. It's got Ward, so you can have her down for a turn. She can quest for 2, and then she can give her strength to another person. That's why she's got the support in a super good strength stat line, is because you can give her strength to another person, and that other person can do the challenging for you. Kind of an okay ability. It can proc in the hero decks, but her other card is yellow, and you would probably play yellow-blue for hero decks, not the steel. Maybe you play steel because of Phil. But what I'm saying here is that her other yellow card that we got from Into the Inklands was almost better because it's got the 1-3 stat line and quest for 2. It doesn't have any other abilities. This has a lot of stuff going for it, but it just didn't pop out. Shout out to Julie for making this card and the Sorcerer Spellbook. Shout out. Distract, this is Gustav, and this is what I'm talking about with Pluto. Pluto is like sending out this orb, I think, from his chest. I think he has like a Iron Man thing going on, and then he's shooting it out to distract the Gustav. This is Gustav the Giant, and it's got the distract. Chosen character gets -2 strength this turn. Draw a card. Not too bad to be able to draw a card and have a thing to be able to challenge stuff. But it's only this turn. It's not the best. The Friend Like Me, one of the song cards that we got in blue, we got 2 song cards, and they're pretty good. This one is really interesting because it helps your opponent just as much as it helps you. It's the Friend Like Me Action song card with G. It says each player puts the top 3 cards of their deck into their inkwell face down and exerted. So if you have a Grandma Tala and she sings Friend Like Me, you can gain 3 lore with it. Pretty cool, but it also helps your opponent get 3 ink into their inkwell. And maybe it helps them get down to a better card that they wanted. The How Far I'll Go action song card has look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one of into your hand and the other into your inkwell face down and exerted. Big controversy with this card was at the first Disney Lorcana challenge. There was a big streamer that played this card, and then they used the ink instead of exerting the ink, and then people got mad at that streamer, and then he quit the next set, and then he never played again. But that was because Pixelborn went away, and not because of that situation. Am I right? Ew! Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one in your hand and the other into your inkwell face down exerted. I think it's underrated. There's a promo version of it. Goes for about $2. I like How Far I'll Go. The Repair, remove up to 3 damage from one of your locations or characters. Could be decent. We're seeing way more location decks come up into play, and we're not seeing a whole lot of people doing the math to heal them. I think I prefer a card that says remove all damage from one of your locations, but the fact that it does locations or characters is pretty good. If we get like a Bibbidi Bobbidi for locations, that'd be pretty good. That's the same as healing all damage. I don't know. I'm thinking about opening up a shop here. What do you think, says Audrey Ramirez. It's an alright action. Not the best. Never saw any play. The Ruling Gyro Sensor, there's the little lore symbol. This little lore symbol looks like is what Tinkerbell is holding. Looks like she's part of making it. With who is this? Does Gyro Gearloose have the... Does Audrey have the beads around her thing? She has the glove. She has a brown cuff around her hand. Does this brown cuff... This is inverted. This is hand and color. You can point it towards lost lore, but if you're not careful, it'll lead you off a cliff. Venturo in Illumineer. This is probably Venturo saying that. This is one of the cards specifically made for the game of Lorcana. Seeking knowledge. Whenever one of your character's quest, you may look at the top card of your deck, put it on either top or bottom of your deck, and it can happen every time that you quest. Pretty good. So if you're questing like 5 characters, you can scry the top 5 cards. You can just put them all to the bottom of your deck, trying to top deck your best and favorite card. Like it a lot. The Heart of Tafiti could definitely help with Grammatala. I might try to run an all Grammatala deck with Hearts of Tafitis and Stone Dragons and anything that can help you ramp. It says you exert it, you pay 2 ink, put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. Not bad. It just costs 2 ink, and with the new Oswald, you could kind of play this for free if you ink a card and then Heart of Tafiti pops up and then goes there. I like it. It's not bad. Lucky Dime says exert, you pay 2 ink. Choose a character of yours and gain lore equal to their lore. This is the game closers for red, blue, and also in blue steel. This is a great card that goes in almost any blue deck because you can just win the game with it. It's just that good. You play it down. Yeah, it takes up like your turn 7. Most of the time, it's just a really, really late game play. Some decks are going down to 1 copy of this and they're still just popping off. All you have to do is get it once and you're good to go. The one simplest coin changed Scrooge's life forever. Then he got a whole bunch of money after he got a lucky dime. Scrooge's top hat has the exert. You pay 1 less for the next item you play this turn. This is way better than having this Scrooge do the same ability. But this one is an item that you can pay down for 2 and does the same thing than this. I'd much rather prefer this item than this Scrooge that's going to get removed the next turn. The Vault Door was interesting because it gives your locations and characters at locations resist +1. So it gives all those locations that don't have an ability like Neverland and DeVille Manor and bigger locations like specifically McDuck Manor, which is what this is kind of leading up to. It gives them resist if they're at the location and gives your locations resist +1. So McDuck Manor would go to almost a 10 willpower location or even more because they'll have to challenge it multiple times. Only Scrooge knows about this vault, and he's going to keep it that way. Yeah, that way. The Bell's House, also underwhelming. It says if you have a character here, you pay 1 less to play items, so you can only ever play 1 less. If you move 2 characters here, you don't pay 2 less. You just pay 1 less per copies of Bell House. But if you have 4 Bell's Houses, is that the Rulian Gyro Sensor? Was this what Maurice was making? Is that glass broken? It's not. This is just Maurice's workshop. What are we looking at here? The 6 willpower means that it's just so removable. No one can play this because it just gets removed. Oh, the subtitle is called Maurice's Workshop. Love to see it. McDuck Manor, super good. The 9 willpower. 9 means it can't be removed. And then it gets 2 lore. It's the coolest home in Lorcana, and it's overlooking the sea. It's pretty good. Lots of people saying this card was hard to figure out, but it's just a regular maze. You go up and around through here, through the house, and then you come out this side and then out through that door. That's how you solve the maze of McDuck Manor. Not too hard. I did it right then and there. We got the Montanui, which is kind of the other Grammatala's from set 1. Her ability on a location says whenever this character is banished while here, you may put that card in your inkwell face down and exert it. So you can ramp with the Montanui. Don't mind if I do. And then we got 3 enchanted cards, the Grammatala, the Scrooge McDuck, and the Bell's House. Is Grammatala the one that you want, or is it the Scrooge? I think it might be Scrooge. Scrooge is $73. How much is Grammatala? She's a good card. Love to see Grammatala. Oh, if we press this, does it come up? $52. Yeah, you definitely want the Scrooge McDuck enchanted if you pull a blue enchanted. Thanks for watching. We put out new videos every day. Bye-bye. Mwah.